Hello, and here we go again. We're at section 4.3, and we're looking at the second algebraic method or technique to solve a system of equations. And this one is most helpful when you can't easily solve one of the equations for a variable. In the previous one, we saw that there are times when it's easy to solve for x or for y. When you're not able to do that, then that's when this technique should be used. So if you take a look at this one, we have x expression here, y expression here, x expression here, y expression here. And in none of those four cases is it very nice to solve for either x or y or x or y. So we use another technique to solve it. And here's the key. We want to multiply the top equation by a number, and the bottom equation may be by a number, so that the result is that the coefficients on either the x or the y are equal and opposite. And once we do that, then we simply add, one of the variables cancels out, and we solve an equation in one unknown. So, as with anything, an example helps you to understand this. What I'll do is I'll take some time on this first example and show you how there are actually two ways to solve it. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the x's. And so what I do, see if you can figure this out, so I'm going to multiply the top equation by 3. Now what do I have to multiply the bottom equation by so that the coefficients on x are going to be equal but opposite? Do you see that it's going to be a minus 2? Now if I do that, what I get is 6x minus 15y is equal to 57. And on the bottom I get minus 6x. That's the big deal. Minus 8y is equal to 12. So that is the big deal. What I do now is I simply add, and I get minus 23y is equal to, what do I get? 69. And that means y is equal to minus 3. Okay, so I got the first value. Now I got to get what x is. So this isn't as nice as it was before. So I can just go to either one of those equations, put in minus 3 for y, and solve for x. So I'll do it in the first equation. So I have 2x minus 5 times y, equals 19. 2x plus 15 is equal to 19, and that'll mean that x is equal to 2. And so my solution is 2 comma minus 3. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'll get rid of the y's, and you'll see that you get the same answer. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with the same system of equations, but now I want to get rid of the y's. And so what I want to do is get the same but opposite coefficient on the y's. So if I multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by, can you guess? 5, watch what happens. I get 8x minus 20y is equal to 4 times 19, which is what, 76? And on the bottom I get 15x plus 20y, so there it goes, that's the big deal, is equal to minus 30. So when I add, notice the y's will cancel, and I get 23x equals 46. So therefore x is equal to 2. Okay, now I got to find out what y is. So I can go into either equation. I'll go into the second equation this time, and I get 3 times my x value plus 4y is equal to minus 6, and that means 4y is equal to minus 12, y is equal to minus 3. Luckily, we got the same answer we did before. So that's the same system of equations. In one case, I solved it by getting rid of the x's. In the other case, I solved it by getting rid of the y's. And we get the same solution. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, so take a look at this one and think about, do we want to get rid of the x's or do we want to get rid of the y's? If we wanted to get rid of the x's, we'd multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by minus 3. Okay, if we want to get rid of the y's, take a look. All we have to do there is multiply the bottom by 2. And so what we get is this. All I do is multiply the bottom by 2. Write the two equations again. So I have 3x plus 4y is equal to 9. And then I have underneath that 10x minus 4y equals minus 22. Now when I add, I get 13x equals minus 13. So x is equal to minus 1. So I'll take that minus 1 and put it in for x, let's say in the top equation. And so I get 3 times minus 1 plus 4y is equal to 9, which means 4y is equal to 12, which means y is equal to 3. And so my solution is minus 1, comma 3. Okay, and that's the solution. That's the technique known as multiplication addition or multiplication elimination. And those are the two techniques which will always give you an exact answer when you're solving a system of linear equations. Please note that we skip section 4 in chapter 4, and we'll pick up next in section 4.5. See you then.